My name is Peg Smith. I'm a highway patrol foreman here in Bedford.
Hey, I'm Andy. How are you? This is fantastic. So, do you drive these things?
I used to.
Really?
Now I'm a foreman, so I drive this. I check the roads and let the guys know, or girls, when they go out and salt and treaters.
When you come to a place like New Hampshire and get to talk to people who are really practical and yet very principled.
Is it unusual for a woman to be a foreman?
It is in this district.
Really?
I'm the first one. Yeah.
Congratulations, that's cool. That is really good.
It's really wonderful to see a woman, in charge of a highway shed, and all that big equipment and all the other people that she seemed so incredibly proud of and responsible for. And just to talk about what it's been like to do her job and what kinds of hopes and dreams she has for herself.
I'm worried about health care, the rising cost of health care. We're passing up higher wages in order to save our health benefits. We're trying to do our best to help our families and stay afloat. We haven't seen a decent wage in 10, 20 years because we keep trying to save health care. So now we're losing on both ends. I have a great fear for retirement. My retirement doesn't guarantee me medical care. I fear that when I grow old, I'm not going to be able to have the care that I need.
Hey,
Want to go for a ride?
let's go. So let me ask you a question. If you had a presidential candidate sitting right here, what would you want to know?
I'd want to know what their plan is for our future. If a presidential candidate could walk in my shoes, they would see the hard work we have to go through, working overtime just to get by, so that we can buy the extra things that really aren't extra in life. It's just, paying the electric bills.
And do people respect what you do as a state worker in the plowing and stuff?
Not so much.
Not
no.
so much.
No,
Not enough.
Not enough. Our highway workers here are spending hours and hours and days away from their family because they have to work overtime in order to make their bills.
Right.
That's part of the job, and they understand that. But the wife and the small child at home crying because they're sick doesn't understand why mommy or daddy has to leave.
Right.
What I'm looking for in a presidential candidate is a confident person. I want them to come up with a plan for universal health care, higher wages, Medicare, what the plan's going to be for the war in Iraq. I'd like to see some changes. I'm not so sure that the candidates understand the blue-collar workers. I just don't think they have the opportunity to realize what a lot of us go through, working twice as hard for a wage that isn't the best. I think walking a day in my shoes would let other candidates really understand that the hard work a lot of Americans put in just to stay afloat.